Boozled. God of Bean Boozled, please boozle my beans. Jelly belly.
Hey guys!
Hello.
So just quick disclaimer. We filmed the entire Bean Boozled episode blurry because someone clicked on the camera and tried to focus onto the Bean Boozled, but then it unfocused for the entirety of the episode until halfway through the episode when we focused back on. But at that point, we'd finished eating the Bean Boozled and had gone on a rant about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So if you want to watch a rant you want to talk about movies, then continue watching this.
Keep watching this video
because it's fully in focus and it's just us talking about movies.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch the actual Bean Boozled episode blurry, we'll link it in the description if you really want to do that.
Yeah.
So this is actually an episode about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, it's about Five Nights at Freddy's and some other films
and some other
movies
and
TV
yes,
shows.
Enjoy. Bye.
Goodbye.
What's happened to the camera? Are you trying to focus the camera? It went out of focus. Was it out of focus that whole time?
It was out of focus the whole time.
I'm actually gonna cry.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You're gonna get out of focus episode of Bryan.
Oh my god! I kind of want I want to pour dish soap into my mouth.
I know.
Do it.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, while I have you here, if you're still watching, me and Ryan saw FNAF 2 the other day, and now we're gonna do a.
I like the fireside chat.
I know. I feel like I just want to sit here. And
Is this our longest episode of Bryan?
It will be if I talk about FNAF 2.
Let's do it.
So Five Nights at Freddy's 2. If you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is.
Our audience definitely knows what Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, that's fair. So FNAF 2 is this movie that came out recently in theaters. It is based off the second game in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. There was a first movie for the first one, which came out a couple years ago, starring Josh Hutcherson, the greatest man alive. I love Josh Hutcherson. And we watched the movie together, and we both
directed by Emma Tammy.
Who?
And it's directed by Emma Tammy. And it's written by Scott Cawthon.
The guy who wrote. What's interesting is that he created all Five Nights at Freddy's. He wrote all the books.
Jason Blum.
Of Blumhouse, which is the studio that's producing it. But I think what's interesting is that he wrote the movie solo this time. In the previous ones, he had two other writing partners for the screenplay. Yeah. But he did it all himself this time. And it really shows in the writing for this movie. The writing, the dialogue is very bad.
It's like a broken robot.
It's very
clunky.
They don't talk like human beings. You know what I actually think? I think the weakest scene in the whole movie was the opening scene. Because it opens with a flashback. It opens with a flashback sequence of how the marionette died. Or like the child who was the marionette. Spoilers, by the way. It opened with a scene where the marionette died, or the child who becomes the marionette died and is there with Vanessa, and the dialogue and the way that scene played out was just so unrealistic. There was a child literally screaming for help to parents saying someone is being kidnapped, and all the parents were just like, go away, shut up, not now. And it was like, and then the child was actually being kidnapped, and she gets stabbed trying to save him and dies. And I think what's interesting is that no parent would act like that in a real situation, even if this was a child that they didn't like or like didn't know very well. Like if there's a child in a Chuck E. Cheese screaming someone's dying, help, you would be like, oh, where who's dying?
Who?
I should help.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that really set it up for failure because it opened with the worst scene in the movie. Because the rest of the movie wasn't that bad. The dialogue was still stunted a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I actually think my favorite parts of the movie were when there was no dialogue. And it was like the cinematography and like the tension of the scene took over. Because there was actually some decent moments of tension in there.
There's some artfulness in the cinematography and the production design. And I also think the opening with the adults, I saw one critic say that it was like derivative of Stephen King's It. Because the whole thing in It is that the adults don't give a shit about what the kids have gone through, or they dispel the idea of there being a demon clown that exists at all. Yeah. But in It, the adults are actually placed under a spell by Pennywise.
Right. So there's like logic to that.
In FNAF, they're all just
Just idiots.
They're all just asinine. Every single one of them. They're just stupid.
It's just stupid.
They're terrible. They're terrible at being adults.
Yeah, which is interesting because Josh Hutcherson and the girl who plays Vanessa are adults, but they kind of act like children.
Yeah,
in the movies a little bit.
Maybe Scott Cawthon was maybe there's a subtext that we're not seeing.
Like they never moved on from their childhood traumas, so they're still children. Because Vanessa's childhood trauma is that as a kid, her dad was a murderer,
Matthew Lillard,
and also love Matthew Lillard, but somewhat abusive father-daughter relationship. And like clearly her brother was also crazy because Michael Afton, who's in the movie, oh my god, Michael Afton,
very eerie man, eerie performance.
Yeah, he was also a bad guy.
Yeah.
Did he die at the end? I don't remember actually.
I don't actually believe
think he did.
so.
I think he escaped.
I know that at the very end, spoiler alert, the marionette basically possesses Vanessa.
Yes.
That's literally the final shot of the film.
Yeah.
There's a post-credit scene, but I won't spoil that. Maybe just
my favorite part of the movie.
The best part of the movie.
The best part of the movie. They were in the first Five Nights at Freddy's location from the first movie, which I guess was technically the later location in the chronological timeline. But in the movie, it was the first one that we saw in the movie. And in that one, they went to the gift shop to get Abby, his sister, his younger sister, who is kind of like his daughter in this because he's like an adult and they don't have parents, so he takes care of her.
Yeah.
She took her there to get her like a toy or something because she missed the FNAF animatronics. And one of the toys that they found is this Freddy doll, which by the way looks a lot like the Freddy doll from the Random Encounters Five Nights at Freddy's musical.
It does,
but
it's the Freddy doll, but isn't it like a telephone / walkie-talkie device that she has?
No, you're thinking of the talkback. I'm thinking of the doll because when he picks up the doll, there's a doll that he picks up. That when he picks it up, he presses a button, like he squishes it, and the button goes down. He goes, and that was the greatest. That was the best part of the movie.
Oh, you cackled at that part.
I actually laughed. I was trying to hold in my laughter for a lot of it because it's like supposed to be a serious movie.
But what was interesting
and I felt bad for the 5 people in the audience with us.
I think that's what was happening because I think I laughed. Or at least a little exhale out of my nose. At least.
Oh my god. No,
at least 40 times.
You couldn't hold it in.
I was constantly...
I actually found it kind of annoying.
Did you actually?
Because I was trying
bet.
I'm the kind of person who just likes to get immersed in a movie, whether it's shit or not, because I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I was really trying to get invested and be like, whoa, stuff's happening. Oh no, Abby, she's possessed. And you just were like, every time something would happen, you go...
There was so much clunk in the film that I just could not get invested in the because every time a piece of bad writing was put out into the air by an actor, all I thought of was Scott Cawthon in front of his typewriter.
Just picturing what he looks like.
All I thought of is just this faceless man who created a bear game a long time ago, and now he's writing a movie. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing with this? I don't know. It was. It's a tricky endeavor because yes, it is a very bad movie, but I think we both could say that we had quite a fun time.
I had a great time. I actually think overall. It was I haven't watched a ton of movies.
We're excited for the third one.
I'm excited. I'm excited that they're like teeing up the sequel and they're like ready to make more. I mean, it was one of the most successful Blumhouse films I feel like in a long time. Well, at least it had the biggest budget.
It had the biggest
budget.
But
it definitely made up its budget. I think it more than doubled it.
Now Blumhouse also produced Paranormal Activity, which is obviously a monster of a
That's true. Actually, that might have been more profitable.
So I'm wondering if Five Nights at Freddy's will ever reach the point where it becomes as profitable.
I don't know if it'll get there.
I don't know. It's
I think it will maintain.
As an IP, it is just so.
Yeah, I mean, it's so powerful, and I think it already has like a large following. And I think what benefits them with that is that since Blumhouse makes really cheap movies, they can continue to pump out these Five Nights at Freddy's movies, and they know it's going to make money. Like they know it's going to make more than enough to double their budget, which constitutes a successful movie in Hollywood. So they can just keep making them, and they'll be profitable, and we just get to watch them and have a great time.
And they'll do the Marvel strategy, which is this is what I think. Like the Marvel strategy is, they will drip feed new ideas into an already existing like narrative that has been redone and rehashed and regurgitated, but they'll drip feed. They'll be like, oh, but the marionette puppets in this one. Oh, but this one you're gonna get the toy animatronic. Like it's like that idea.
I was gonna say it is like it's not following the lore of the original series, at least to how I understand it. But there's like the changes. There's like connections to it and like references, which I find really interesting. Because I mean, the puppet in the original series can't possess anybody, or at least it wasn't made clear that they could. the puppet's goal previously was like as a protector and like would always play the role of like the savior and like would guard the souls of the lost children and like was the one who put them in the animatronics to begin with because they were like taken away.
They were the first to do it.
Yes. In the original murders, because I think the second game takes place before the first game.
The prequel, yeah.
It technically comes before in the
As
time.
As Matt Pat said.
I know too much about this. I'm just realizing I'm becoming very clean about all the weird stuff I know about Five Nights at Freddy's on the Bryan YouTube channel.
I've been starting the Matt Pat series, so I
think I've watched like every video.
Oh wow!
And then some outside of his videos.
It's so fascinating.
It's interesting. It's
That's
like a
why
world.
It's just like it sucks that what comes out of all this lore is kind of like this real like banal horror action movie. But it was also I don't know. There were moments of excitement, but there were plenty of moments of unintentional humor. Also, I was going to ask, do you think that the third game will be as compelling as the second or the first? The first game obviously was compelling because it had never been put to screen before.
Yes.
So that was exciting already to see. The second game I think is far more compelling than the first because you have more space, there's more to watch, there's more to look at, there's no doors.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's the mask and the timing of that.
I think what's cool with what they did with the second movie is because the first one was actually very, very slow paced. There was a lot of just like you barely even saw the animatronics, and when you did, they were not a threat. They were just friendly for most of the movie until the very end. And I think the second one had way more action, way more tension.
They started high,
which does sort of match. I mean, the first game has a lot more to it that I feel like they missed out on, but the second one definitely included a lot more of the chaos of the second game because there's so many more things. There's Balloon Boy, there's the puppet winding down the toy box, and then there's the lights and the mask, and like you said, the mask and the door, and like the vents and stuff. They added a lot more stuff into it to like match that energy. But it's interesting is the third one is kind of a bit slower than the rest of the previous two games. The third one, you're just against the only real threat is Michael Afton. Which I mean makes sense with where which doesn't really make sense with they ended up in the last one, because in the last movie they teed up Vanessa and the puppet as being like this sort of like joint villain thing. Yeah. They teed up Michael Afton as being a threat who is the son of William Afton. And they also teed up William Afton coming back, which is a frequent thing he does in the original series. He constantly dies and he becomes reincarnated. Yep. And they teed up that with like Michael Afton had a line like he always comes back, which is funny because it's a reference to the thing in the games. And
marketing. I think it was marketing material as well.
Well, it is actually something they said.
They marketed the games.
Yeah.
With that slogan.
Yeah. So it's like, but the third game, it's just William Afton as Springtrap, and then there's like the ghost animatronics.
Yeah, there's all the ghosts.
And then you have to like use the child sound effects to lure him away, which now that I think about it, it's kind of creepy that you're using children to lure away a dead child killer.
That's odd. It's almost as if he like regrets what he did, and so he doesn't want to.
Well, I think it's the other way around. I think he's like attracted to it because he follows the sounds.
Oh, he follows
because the game mechanic, you put it in an area that's near enough to him, but not where he is on the map for him to go to it to distract him.
Right.
And to keep him away from your room.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm not scared. I'm very scared for to be adapted into film. Who? If they even manage to do it at all at any point, is Nightmare from the fourth game.
Oh,
that horrible. It's not even an animation. It's just an image that pops up on your screen as the jump scare. Do you remember? Do you remember what Nightmare looks like? You've
played a lot more FNAF 4 than I have. That's the one game I haven't played a lot of.
FNAF 4, in my opinion, and I've also played Sister Location.
Okay, those are the two games I'm least familiar with.
FNAF 4 is the scariest game in the series. There's just nothing that tops it.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Not only are you in an environment that's supposed to be comfortable, which is a bedroom, and you are a young child, so your perspective already, like the door handle is up here.
Yeah.
But you have to listen, and that's what makes it.
Yeah.
That's what makes it far worse. Is you can't just trust your eyes and your ears anymore. You have to listen, and sometimes you can't actually tell if it's the animatronic or not. It is a horrific game. I'm already thinking about it, and it's freaking me out. I hate that game.
Yeah.
But Nightmare is easily the worst part of that game. He is this long-toothed black Freddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want. I hope that when they adapt him to film, that he is genuinely as scary as it is in the game.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I mean, it's hard to capture that like truly terrifying essence in that, because the original series really plays into the uncanniness of what real animatronics look like.
Yeah.
But the fourth game plays more into like this ghastly, abstract picture, like idea of them, which I feel like they use a lot of practical effects. So I actually don't know how that will adapt it.
Yeah.
Because again, in the first two games, it's very clear like what you do. You just create a model based on the real models in the game, and they actually did a very good job. They look very, very similar.
Oh, they do.
Like they look like photo real compared to some of them, especially Withered Bonnie. I don't know if I saw that on screen.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was like, oh my god,
that was incredible.
That looks exactly like it does in the
really
game.
Well done.
I think the only one that wasn't as good was the puppet, because you could tell that it was like fabric-ish a little bit. It looked kind of like a puppet.
Okay.
Which I mean isn't a bad thing. It just doesn't really look the same as it does in the game.
Chica I also didn't really know about. In some instances.
Like Toy Chica.
Toy Chica, yeah.
Yeah, she looked a little different.
Yeah.
But she had to. I don't know. Her purpose was she had to do more. So I don't know if that may have been why.
Yeah.
She had to move a lot more.
It's interesting that she was my uncanny. Like I listened to a podcast about the Uncanny Valley over the summer, and the whole podcast is about how it began. The whole concept of the Uncanny Valley as a study began from robotics.
Oh yeah.
Because they were trying to, like back in maybe the 80s or the 90s or whatever, they were trying to manufacture robotics to help people.
Yeah.
There was one robot of an infant that was supposed to help young kids learn to speak who may be like speech impaired.
Yes.
And what resulted out of the test runs of the robot was that they couldn't listen to it because it was terrifying.
Wow.
It was like genuine. And if you look at images, it is incredibly creepy robot. I don't know what the name is. It's like Charlie or something. I don't know what it is.
Interesting.
It's like a weird name.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm curious where the animatronics of FNAF rank on it. Like the best fact in the world is that Scott Cawthon was. Do you know that's like?
The original games, it was like he trying to make cute looking things, but they looked like terrifying.
But they looked terrifying.
Yeah.
And then Bonnie scared the shit out of him, and he had nightmares about Bonnie.
That's crazy.
Apparently, he created Bonnie, and he could see Bonnie in his dreams.
That's terrifying. Messed up guy. I don't know.
Scott.
Are you okay?
If you're watching this.
Is FNAF an autobiography?
Oh.
That would be crazy. He gets like arrested like 5 years from now, and it turns out the entire series was based on like real events that he partaked in.
Oh god.
That would be insane.
Oh god.
Not that ghost babies are real, but you know.
I hope that nothing we just said was inaccurate about anything that we just talked about.
You probably said some things that are wrong. We
probably said some.
Well, that's another thing about the lore of FNAF is that so much of it is like subjective, and like there's lots of different ideas of what is correct.
Yeah.
So it's like there's like popular narratives. There's like what majority of people believe.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff that has like stronger evidence than others, but a lot of it really does come down to speculation, especially since like I mean the books and the movies. I will actually say the movies do actually I feel like clarify a lot, or at least allude to, because the books and the movies are all separate canon from the games. They're all separate from each other. They're separate from the games. And what is interesting about the canon of those is that they have like references to things that happen in the story, and then they expand on them in a way that gives more context than is in the original. So
Wow.
it like you can use it as a reference to build off. And I noticed in the movies a couple things that I was like, oh, that changes my perspective on what happens to my knowledge in the games.
Wow.
Which is maybe one of the reasons I liked it so much, because I could just watch it and think.
Maybe, yeah, you can kind of.
I was like piecing things together, but
you looked like you were thinking the whole time. I was just laughing.
You were laughing. You were laughing.
I was laughing.
You were
at
being
how
so
ridiculous-
disrespectful.
I was being quite disrespectful. Yeah.
It's actually fine though, because there was literally like 4 people in the theater.
It's fine.
When we got in there was 2 other people up like 4 rows from us, and there was no one else in there. By the end of the commercials, there were a couple more, but it was really dead.
It was very dead. I think the hype.
It's probably died down by now.
Died down, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Because we saw it on like the 12th of December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like it came out a long time ago.
Merry Christmas to us, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, out of all the movies I've seen this year, it was probably my favorite, if not second favorite. And I only saw 2 movies this year, so.
Which ones?
The other movie I saw was with you. I saw both with you.
Oh yeah.
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 Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. You like this better than Frankenstein?
I think more just because
I was just more excited.
It's more personal. I think I have a more personal experience with it. Because I actually, now we're going on another tangent here. The Frankenstein movie that came out this year, very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good movie.
Yes, it was.
Compared to FNAF, like fucking
Oh God,
Shakespeare up there.
Yeah, you can't compare.
No, it was a phenomenal movie. I mean, they also used a lot of practical effects, which I like practical effects. I think that's another thing. I just really love when people like create the things in the real world, in the real space. And the Frankenstein's makeup was so good.
Yeah.
And did you say he had to sit in the chair for like 12 hours to get that stuff?
Something like that.
It was like crazy.
Could be wrong, but yeah, I know.
It was like crazy amount of time to get that makeup on, but it looked so good.
It did.
And like
he actually looked like what the original like drawing was for the monster, like for the modern Prometheus or whatever, like the full title of the book.
No, it's super cool, and it was just a really great movie. All the actors did such a phenomenal job too. All the performances were great. I mean, Frankenstein's performance alone was like phenomenal. And wasn't it the guy who was in the Star Wars? The Disney Star Wars movies?
Oscar
Isaac, yeah.
Oscar Isaac was fantastic.
He was great. And I used to not like him because he was in those Star Wars movies. That's kind of sucked. But he was really good in it.
He played him with so much
fervor,
fierceness,
fervor,
veracity.
Voluptuousness.
He played with lots of voluptuousness. Yeah. The days are disappearing. I'm whether we're using practical effects, The Substance was maybe the last movie that really used it all the time and really really cherished it.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm watching a.
I guess we did watch that this year.
We watched that as well.
As well. I forgot that we watched that.
I'm watching a series called Man vs. Baby right now, starring Rowan Atkinson.
Is it a movie series?
It's a sequel to the first series he made called Man vs. Bee, and I like Man vs. Bee a lot.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. This is Man vs. Baby.
Sorry, what's a Man vs. Bee?
Man vs. Bee, he's like a house sitter, and he basically goes into a house and watches it while people are gone.
Okay.
It's like a house sitter. They hire him. He's part of a company, and he basically the house gets invaded by this nasty bee that just doesn't die. What? And he goes actually crazy, and it's Rowan Atkinson, so it's all physical comedy, and he basically destroys the house.
Oh my God.
Because of this bee, and it's these little 15-minute episodes. You can watch it in a night.
Oh.
So now I'm watching Man vs. Baby. So the bee's gone.
So now he's fighting a baby.
And now he's fighting. No, he doesn't actually fight a baby. It's not as good as the first one. It's fine. But I was watching the baby, and I went, "There's something that's so off about this baby." And I looked it up online. They hired a real baby, but they enhanced the baby with AI.
What? What do you mean it enhanced the baby with AI?
I don't know what enhance means.
It's just, like they visually made it look like more of a baby?
I think.
They
I don't know.
took the baby and made it... When did this come out?
What does the enhance mean? Like Facetune? Babies don't have pimples.
I was going to say they like made it have less wrinkles. The baby, the infant.
The baby?
Did it? Wait, when did this come out?
Like 2 days ago.
Oh, wait, what? Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man versus baby.
I'm watching it right now if you want to watch it.
We'll do a Bryan reacts to Man versus Baby.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, so that was just
so much strange media.
Strange media, but also just an example of how they literally can't even hire a legitimate baby anymore and have that be enough. They have to enhance it in some way.
But I think the irony in that is that it's like no one asks for that. No one wants that.
No.
We're fine with a real baby on camera.
Yeah.
We don't need your weird AI baby.
There's some things the baby does in the show that have to be CGI because they're actually unsafe for the baby.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But
that's fine.
They could also just use a baby doll and like
they could figure it out. They could use a puppet.
I don't know. I mean, and CGI is fine, but it's like it's like, why do you need to enhance the real thing that's already there? It's a real thing. Yeah. You already have it.
When you watch FNAF, you realize that CGI can be a bit of a wash sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, practical effects are kind of...
Well, I mean, it's interesting. I've seen a lot recently over the last while about like how CGI has gotten worse over time. I get it like on my Instagram feed like every other day. Yeah. I get like a post about like the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Squid guy. Yeah, I forgot his name.
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. You get a picture of him next to like some crappy Marvel CGI, and it's just like,
yeah,
it's just like I just think people don't care that much anymore. I think they just.
It's true.
Well, I think before there was so much artistry that went into special effects and practical and visual effects as well. Yeah. I mean, even just like a Corridor Digital released a video recently about the Force perspective in Lord of the Rings. It's a very cool, very good video. If you go watch it,
I'm gonna watch that.
But it's just like talking about the effects, how they like combine CGI and practical effects to make everything look so convincing and real. And it's like same with like you look at these old Pirates of the Caribbean movies that like they were a lot of digital effects in those movies, but it's like the fact that like artists wanted to make it look better than they could have been, like they strive to make these things look as good as they possibly could. Now it feels like everyone's overworked and is like being forced to make these shitty mass-produced movies that no one wants to see. It's just like I don't know. It just feels like when you make the artist not want to be an artist anymore, you get bad stuff. And I feel like that's just, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is to that, but it kind of sucks because artists are great.
Yeah,
and I think
artists are great. We need them.
They make things look cool.
Yes. And also CGI isn't revolutionary anymore.
No,
like
by no means.
Like when Jurassic Park came out, that was, I mean, that was the zeitgeist. That was the zeitgeist. That was everything.
Yeah.
The fact that they could put dinosaurs into a film now.
Crazy.
But now it's not as revolutionary. So, what's the direction for CGI?
Yeah.
Artistry.
Totally. Make it more artful. Well, I think what's also interesting is that like you think about those movies that they're like, oh, the CGI is bad in these ones, but it was really good in these ones.
Yeah.
The movies that it's good in are movies that are well written and that like are good movies. I feel like a lot of movies nowadays are just slop. I mean, the Minecraft movie is slop. The FNAF movie, while I love it, is kind of slop.
It's slop.
Most movies nowadays are just Marvel movies are all slop. It's all just slop. And I think that like I don't know. It's just I think that's why it's not good because no one thinks it's gonna be good to begin with. So like, and I think that's also I don't know. You look back at old movies with like kind of bad visual effects, you forgive it because it's a good movie. You know
exactly, yeah.
And I think that's why there's so much flack and so much focus on the mistakes now because there is good CGI still nowadays.
Yeah,
it's like you see it does exist, good effects, but it's like. It's drowned out by everyone looking at all the slop and in these bad movies that have like these bad. I don't know.
It's all interconnected. It's all interconnected.
I haven't really enjoyed watching movies in a long time.
Oh, so well, we should find a way to change that, Ben.
Yeah.
Watch a real good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Like Man vs. Bee.
Yeah. Actually, it's pretty good. We'll watch it.
We'll watch it. Okay.
Yeah. Let's watch all of Mr. Bean. Let's watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's great. Watch Mr. Bean. Everybody,
watch Mr. Bean.
Everybody, go watch Mr. Bean. It's classic comedy.
Mr. Bean.
Classic British comedy. Go watch it. Go burp like Ben.
I think
Don't get Bean Boozled.
Don't get Bean Boozled.
Did we just turn this into a podcast?
I was gonna say maybe this should go under Brifecast, episode 2.
Possibly.
Our failed podcast that we never made a second episode for.
Hey. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you
for listening.
We're hitting close to an hour here on this
episode.
So
long as Bryan.
So long. So I'm going to have to edit this later. Not that I really do edit these. I'm
going to have to airdrop this later.
That's true. You're going to have to airdrop this to my laptop.
Oh, that's going to suck.
Thank you. If you, for some reason, watched all this way, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you want to see more videos of us talking about movies, maybe comment down below because maybe we'll do that. Now that I think about it, we both are very passionate about film and TV. And I feel like that would be something we would enjoy talking about. So maybe we'll start that.
That'd be fantastic.
We'll see.
That'd be a lot of fun.
But for now, we're just going to talk about Bean Boozled.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, my friends. Hope Santa treats you well. And hope the reindeers don't shit on your rooftop because that's really hard to clean off. Trust me. Swear for wet jet.
My grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Really? I'm so sorry, Ben.
It was a long time ago. It happened. I'm gonna go turn the camera off now.
Okay. do we look at it when it lands?
Yes, I think so.
We look at it and then.
Are you closing your eyes?
Okay. Yeah. So like you'll come. It'll come. Whoa. Jelly belly. Cool. Okay. Unless I actually have another idea.
Okay.
What if we revealed it? What if we had like a thing that we put on top and we revealed? Like it's like a mat. Yeah. So, the idea was there.
The idea was definitely there. Is there anything like
see-through that we can use. I don't want to knock the camera off kilter, but.
Got it.
Who's gonna do the unveil?
I think you should, since
Okay.
you're practicing.
Okay, we go.
You got this. Okay,
ready?
So hold hands.
There
Okay. Fuck off. You can't
we go.
lie.
This is gonna be our one. Being Boozled? Yeah.
Yeah, Bean Boozled. Oh God, if Bean Boozled, please boozle my bean.
Bean Boozled.
Oh,
please.
Bean Boozled. God of Bean Boozled, please boozle my beans. Yes.
And then I do it. Okay, we go.
Yes.
Alright.